You know that feeling, right? That nagging, buzzing restlessness. It's that quiet hum of dissatisfaction that can creep in even when, on paper, everything in your life looks pretty darn good. Well, today, we're going to unpack that feeling, because really understanding it is the first step to finally letting it go.
Seriously, have you ever felt that? You're checking all the boxes, you've got a good job, things are fine with your friends and family, but there's this undercurrent of agitation you just can't shake. You start looking around for a problem to solve, a reason for it, but you just come up empty. What if we've been looking in all the wrong places?
And that really gets to the heart of it. We completely misunderstand this feeling. Our first instinct is to point a finger at our circumstances, to blame the outside world for what's going on inside. But honestly, that's a dead-end road.
So you see the usual suspects over there on the left. My job is too demanding, this relationship is so complicated, life is just moving too fast. We tell ourselves, oh, if only this one thing would change, then I'd finally feel at peace. But the real cause, it's not what's happening out there, it's what we're choosing to carry around in here. Okay, so what is this inner weight? Let's actually unpack the specific burdens that are weighing us down, even when our hands are totally empty. We're talking about replaying old mistakes, things we can't change. We're carrying fears about a future that hasn't even happened. And you know what? It might never happen. And then there's all those unspoken expectations we put on ourselves and everyone else. That constant draining habit of comparing our lives to others and holding on to old emotions like anger or sadness long after they've served their purpose. It's like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. It's just exhausting.
The source actually gives us a name, mental weight. And here's the absolute key to this whole thing. It's not the problems themselves that are so heavy. It's the endless loop of thinking about them. It's that mental echo, the constant replay, that just drains our energy and steals our peace.
So, if the problem is carrying way too much, the solution is, well, refreshingly simple. It's what our source here calls the art of unloading.
Now let's be clear. This isn't about quitting your job or running away from your responsibilities. Unloading is not about escape. It's actually a deep act of awareness, of learning to see the difference between what you truly need to carry and what is just dead weight.
Wow, this is such a powerful way to reframe this, isn't it? We're so often taught to believe that letting go is a sign of weakness, like you're giving up. But it's the exact opposite. It takes incredible courage to face your own thoughts and emotions and consciously decide, you know what, I'm releasing this. It no longer serves me. That's not weakness. That is a profound, quiet strength. So how do we actually start to cultivate this quiet strength? How do we go from just understanding this idea to actually putting it into practice? Okay, let's break it down into some simple steps. The source lays out a really clear 4-step process. First, just observe. Take a quiet moment and just look inward. Don't judge, just look. Second, notice what's there. What thoughts are on that endless loop? What feelings keep popping up? Third, and this is a big one, question them. Ask yourself, is this thought actually helping me grow, or is it just draining my energy? And finally, the most powerful step of all, choose. You get to choose to release what doesn't belong. It's an active decision to just set the weight down. And when you start to practice this, you're going to discover something pretty amazing. Peace isn't something you find by chasing after it. It's what's left over when you let go of everything that isn't peace. Let's talk about what that actually feels like. The very first shift is often physical. You might not even have the words for it at first. It's just this subtle loosening in your chest, a feeling that your breath is moving more freely, no longer being held hostage by all that tension. Next, you'll start to see it in how you interact with the world. Those little things that used to trigger you, they just don't have the same power over you anymore. When there's less inner noise, you have more space to respond with a little more patience and clarity, instead of just, reacting. And then, the mental fog just starts to lift. When your mind isn't this crowded, noisy marketplace of unnecessary thoughts, your own inner wisdom finally has some room to breathe. Decisions become easier, and you can finally hear what you truly think and feel underneath it all.
And this, right here, really brings it all home. Peace isn't another thing you have to go out and acquire. It's not another item on your to-do list. It's your natural state. It's what has been there all along, just buried under the weight of everything you thought you needed to carry. The art is simply in the removal.
So that leaves us with a question. And not for later, but for right now. Just take a deep breath. What is one regret, one fear, one old story that you're ready to set down right now, today? The power to unload is in your hands. What are you going to choose?